quick. So all the code that's in this demo I'm going to show you, there's a bunch of links here too. I can blow this up. Where code linking. So at my work we use the Airbnb style guide. So Airbnb has got one of the more popular style guides. So we didn't have to debate whether we wanted 2 spaces or 4 spaces. We said let's just do whatever Airbnb does and let's just accept it because it doesn't really matter what your standards are that much. It just matters that everyone follows them. Right? So a bunch of links there. This is not the presentation you saw today, so don't worry about that. If you want that, all the code you're about to see is in there. Oh. Hopefully this works. Sure. Oh, will it? Okay. So, if we load, this will be app over here. That won't work. So we have an app. This is a React app. The code's not that important. You can always, I'm doing a React talk tomorrow if you want to see it in town. If you want to see that and learn about React, you can do that in Kitchener tomorrow. Okay, so we have an app and we load the page and we have, let's say, some text boxes. So you do this. So if I add, let's say, some state here, but I like, oh, I don't want to say name. Say name. Okay. So keeping my state in check. So you don't have to go through the refresh. Obviously, this is like, what's the big deal? You just type 3 letters in. You can roll with it. And so you can actually change your code, and this thing just refreshes for you. Refreshing is not the big deal. That's been around for a couple of years. Like, that's not a huge deal. The huge deal is the fact that the state stays there in those text boxes. So you can be like, I want to know what happens when my application is in this specific state. I want to change this piece of code and see how it reacts. No pun intended. As soon as I said it, I knew it was bad. And so we get a look at that, but to me, this may not be super crazy exciting. It is to me as a long-time web developer. This was always a problem. This was always annoying, especially like a web form space that may load. I had to do it once. And so when one's like low, it takes like 8 seconds to load the page, or you have to recompile the solution to rerun the page. I know they fixed that now. You don't have to recompile anymore. But so it allows you to do that. So you can say, I want to make a new input text box. Well, no, I want to. And then, I want a new one. So people don't know common things. I have a module that all it is a text box. It would never make any sense to do, right? But with these common modules, it just makes your code much easier. So you can reuse this text box. You can customize how you style it, however you want. Like, let's just say I want this to be I think it's warning. Any Bootstrap people out there remember what it is? And so, should be warning. So it should be turned on. So the whole refresh. So things like that, right? Like obviously, look, magic. Doesn't that mean? Everyone wants a text box that just duplicate. Look, this is the cure of password boxes. You don't have to retype them anymore. You just have the same one as you type it. It's fantastic. Perfect. So then you can say, well, obviously I don't want that, right? I want to do something else. I want to do a number of issues or something. Typos, number of typos. Look at it almost looks just so it looks right though, isn't it? And so it's valid. Okay, so we need a new one, right? So we need a new state. People who don't know React, this might be like, what is he doing? But it's okay. It's just JavaScript. Don't be afraid. You're not afraid, Mark, are you? You love it, right? React's fun. If you like React, go to that React meetup group every 2 weeks. Waterloo, right?
Yep, no problem.
So I'm promoting other people's user groups in your presence, Lori. Are you okay?
I promote other groups too.
I know. I'm kidding.
We're all family here.
Yes. So I didn't change the state thing, so this is still doing this lovely thing. But obviously we want to use types. And so we're going to typo down, which I don't want to do. Hey, work. Being fidgety. And so also what it does is, it does weird things like that. But the good thing is, if as you're also doing it, since it's basically a compiler while it's running, if I do things like, I don't know, hopefully it usually shows more than that. It does your linting while it's doing it too. So while you're live coding, you're also going to get linked messages, all those things like that. So if you make spelling mistakes, you leave semicolons off, all that interesting thing. But that's it. That's all I got. We can go into that, but you can leave early. And then if you really want to see it, I'm sure you can look up yourself on how to use React and everything. But I'm using large scale apps now. We're using a lot. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, what was the name of the technology that's sort of doing the linking between your code and that? Was that Flow or was that React?
So the actual, like the thing that's actually reloading, keeping it.
Yeah, like keeping them in sync,
Yeah.
basically.
So if you look at, if you go to my code repo, it's called Hot Reloader, but it's basically using Webpack. So if you look at my, let's maximize this. So if you look at my superhero finder, eventually, I'm like, okay. And so if you look at my package.json, which is like your npm, that's your like npm version of NuGet. And so you'll see all my dependencies. So the one that does that is the React hot loader.
Okay.
And so it runs, it has like a, if you see it listening here, it actually listens on a different port. And so it creates like a copy of your JavaScript. And so it just mirrors that. So it runs its own process, so it's a lot faster. It's basically an express server kind of running in that kind of way. And so it kind of builds that for you and does that compiling. And it's on watch command, so it's only going to compile what's different and only change what's different. And so, again, it's also doing this in your linting too. So you can have messages pop up when you have issues, right? So, but that's what it's doing. So you can easily grab this and pull this from our repo, run it. It's got any framework in it. It's got a seed. It's got its own seed data, so you can have it up and running. If you try it, have any issues, yeah, contact me. You can create issues if you want. Okay? Any other questions? No? Okay. Okay, done.